and welcome to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Shavonne and welcome. I'd love it if you go ahead and hit that subscribe button and click that notification bell. That way you don't miss out on any of my crazy wild story times or my eyeshadow tutorials. Also, don't forget to look down below in the description box and follow me on my Instagram pages at Shavonne.Ritchie and my business page, Too Lavish Hair. I will be having a Black Friday sale because y'all guys know I'm going to have the deals. I'm going to have the Black Friday deals. The only way you're going to know what the discount sale is or the codes are to that sale, if you may need one, is if you're following me on Instagram. So don't forget to check that out. Also, I love it when y'all comment down below. Y'all are awesome. I love hearing from you. So don't forget to do that and give this video a big thumbs up. So yeah, I thought about this story time a few days ago and I was like, yeah, I gotta tell this story. So okay, I gotta come up with names. There's three of us, myself and two of my friends. So we're gonna call the guy Jacob and we're gonna call my other friend Michelle. So I called Jacob. I'm like, hey Jacob, what are you doing? Blah 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 or whatnot. He's like, oh, I'm not doing nothing, I'm off today. I said, well, I'm gonna call Michelle, why don't we go have lunch? So he's like, yeah, that'd be cool. So I got off the phone with him. I called Michelle. She said she was down, blah, blah, blah. So we decided to meet at a certain restaurant. So we get to this restaurant. We're just chilling, having a drink or so, eating some good food and everything like that. So it's early in the day. I would say it's probably around 5:30 when we went to eat, like an early dinner or whatnot. And so Jacob lived near like a local neighborhood sports bar. So he's like, well, why don't we just go there? You know, it's only like a quarter of a block from my apartment. And then Michelle lived across the street from his apartment. So they were right next to each other. So we go to this little local bar that he's at. And we're sitting there, we're watching the game. We're having a few drinks and things like that. Because I was like, if I get too drunk, I can stay at one of their places. It's not a big deal. So we have a few drinks. And we all rode together. So I wasn't really too worried about that. So we're having a few drinks anyways, and they're talking to some guys that look like biker guys, but they were like really, really friendly. And then the guy that was sitting next to me, he was a little, well, I mean, I kind of picked up he was a little odd, but you know, most of my friends are kind of a little odd, so sometimes I think I'm a little odd too. So there's nothing wrong. There's nothing wrong with that. So I'm chatting with him. We start getting on this conversation about, you know, holistic healing. I hope I said it right. Holistic healing. Like I love herbs and just nature. I have a really close connection with animals and nature. And I'm all about, you know, learning about different herbs and things like that for healing purposes. And so I was having this conversation with the guy next to me about that. And so he's like, oh, I'll be right back. I'm going to go to the bathroom, blah, blah, blah. So I was like, okay, cool. So he gets up, he goes to the bathroom. I start talking to my friends. They're like, hey, what's up with dude next to you? I was like, well, he seems, you know, pretty cool. But I'm still getting like this weird vibe from him. And with me, I'm an empath. So most empaths are good at feeling energy in the room. And they're good at reading people by their energy. And I told my friends, I said, he seems really cool and we have a lot in common, but there's something about him to me that doesn't sit right. And they were like, oh, it's just your imagination, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, no, I've never been wrong on that. It's just something about his energy is not right. So the guy comes back and he sits down. We're still talking, having a conversation or whatnot. And he's like, hey, well, what are y'all doing later? And like I said before, it's still early. I think it was probably around 6 p.m. or so. The sun's still shining or whatnot. So he's like, so what are y'all guys doing later? You know, I figure, you know, y'all could come hang out with me. And I'm thinking he's talking about going to another bar or whatnot. So he's like, y'all can come hang out with me. And I was like, well, you know, that'd be cool. I'm like, well, you know, that'd be cool. So he says, well, y'all can come back to my place. And the first thought, maybe because I'm a very cautious person. I'm sorry, this hoodie's choking me now. But maybe it's because I'm a pretty cautious person. So I'm thinking to myself, even though I'd been drinking, I'm thinking to myself, like, why would you invite 3 perfect strangers to your home that you just met in a, well, he hadn't even met my 2 friends. He had only been talking to me. That you just met and you're petite. I'm not trying to be disrespectful, but he was small. Like I'm not a big woman. I'm about 5'4 3/4", and we were the same height, like toe to toe. I was wearing flats, and we were toe to toe the same height, and the same like size body wise. So I'm thinking to myself, and then Jacob's like 6'4", so he's a big dude. So I'm thinking to myself, why would he invite three perfect strangers over to his home? But then I was kind of like, okay, well, he seems to be a little bit drunk anyways. But anyway, so he says, y'all can come hang out at my place. I got a bar there. I can mix y'all drinks. We can just chill or whatnot. He's like, I really enjoy our conversations, blah, blah. I said, okay, well, I'll talk to my friends and see what they say. So he ends up getting up, and I think he goes to play some pool or something with someone. So my friends, I'm talking to my friends and stuff. I'm like, hey, I think his name was Will or William. So I'm like, I'm talking to my friends, and I'm like, hey, William or Will or whatever his name is. He's like, hey, why don't we leave here? We go hang out with him. And they're like, oh, well, where does he want to go hang out? I said, well, at his place. They didn't even think nothing of it at all. They was like, oh, really? We can go do that? And I'm thinking to myself, y'all don't even know him from a can of paint, neither do I. And so I said, well, he said that he has pretty much like a full liquor cabinet. He can mix his drinks and stuff, so we don't have to pay for drinks or whatnot at the bar. And like, we had a really good conversation, so we have a lot in common. So he said, well, why don't we come over and hang out with him? And they're like, oh yeah, we're down. And I'm looking at them like, I don't know. I was like, I kind of get this vibe from him that he's a little off. And they're all like, oh, Shavonne, you just like, you overthink things and blah, blah, blah. I was like, I'm telling y'all, I feel like he's a little off. They're like, well, there's three of us. We don't have anything to worry about. So even though I thought like I'm not really down to go hang out, I rode with them. So, and then I was like, okay, well, there's three of us. Jacob's like 6'4". He's like 5'4 3/4 like me. So I'm like, what could happen? But I'm still like, I still kind of feel kind of weird inside. So we all end up walking out of the bar, and the guy walks out with us because we're getting his address. And we end up walking over to his car. He didn't see what vehicle we were in. We ended up walking over to his car, so we're sitting there chit-chatting, talking and stuff. So he gives them the address. And Jake was like, you live right across the street from me. Like literally like a 2-lane street away from my apartment. Like we're neighbors. So Jake was like, that's cool, blah, blah, blah. We'll just give me your apartment number, and we're going to swing by my place. I'm going to pick up a few cigars, and then we'll come over there. We'll just walk across the street over there. So the guy was like, okay, cool. So we're in the car, we're driving back, and I'm like, guys, I don't feel, like I have this feeling that this is not a good idea. And they're like, oh, you're just overreacting. You're just like, you're reading too much into it. Blah, blah. So I'm like, okay, whatever. So we get to Jacob's apartment. He picks up a few cigars. We do a couple of shots while we're there. And so we start to walk across the complex and walk across the street to this guy's house or apartment. So we finally find his apartment. Jacob knocks on the door. We're behind him. We walk in. I mean, he had a cute little layout, a little 2-bedroom, 2-bath. He didn't ever say he had a roommate or anything like that, which, I mean, I don't know his business. I'll probably have a 2-bedroom, 2-bath if I worked from home, but that's beside the point. Anyways, so we walk in, the guy's like, no, come in, welcome, blah, blah. He starts mixing us drinks, but by then, we were a little buzzed because we were all at the bar, had been drinking, and he was drunk. The guy, Will, was drunk. So, and I wasn't paying attention. I'm the type of person where I try to pay attention when people are making drinks, and if someone buys me a drink, I won't drink it if it just sit in front of me, if I don't see it made, because I've been drugged before where people have put something in my drink. So, I wasn't really paying attention because I was talking to Michelle, and so he brings us our drinks and stuff, and we're drinking the drinks, and he's showing us these cool stuff. Like, I'm into books and everything, so he's showing us these cool books, and I'm looking through, I'm like, oh, this is awesome. It's like a collector's edition, blah, blah, blah. And then he has like these little trinkets, like from movies. I can't remember what the name of this thing was, but it was like a tube, and it was like, I think it was Da Vinci Code, like that little thing they had with the numbers and stuff. I think it was off that movie Da Vinci Code, and it was like, looked legit, like it was heavy. And I thought that was like the coolest thing. So he's showing us this stuff and whatnot. And so Jacob's like, I want to go smoke my cigar. So We walk out on the balcony. We're out there. We're drinking. He's smoking a cigar. We're chit-chatting and stuff like that. And I told him, you know, I need to go to the bathroom. He's like, oh, I got a bathroom in my bedroom, and I got one at the other end. And I told him, I was like, oh, I'm not going to go in your bedroom. Because for me, my home is like my sanctuary. Like, if I have a 2-bedroom, 2-bath, I'm not going to have my company use my bathroom that's in my bedroom, because that's my personal safe space. So I told him, I was like, well, I'm just going to use the one in the hallway, because I'm not going to go in your personal space. So he's like, yeah, that's fine. So we all walk in together, and he points to me where the bathroom is. And first of all, let me just say this. Jacob had already went and used that same bathroom earlier and came out and didn't say nothing. Like it was nothing going on or whatnot. So I go into the bathroom. I'm, like I said, I'm a little drunk or whatnot, and I walk into the bathroom. I'm a hoverer. I know it's TMI. I'm a hoverer. I don't ever sit on toilet seats if it's not my own. But anyway, so I'm sitting there and I'm hovering and I'm looking around, and I see like literally locks of hair, not just little like barely buzz hair clipping hairs. It's like literally locks of hair like that. But they're all different shades. Like there was red hair, there was like black hair. I saw some blonde strands. There was like kinky curly hair, like literally locks of hair all over his floor. And all of a sudden I had this sinking feeling in my gut, and my heart starts pounding. And I'm thinking, we in a freaking Lifetime story movie. This is like a serial killer. Like we're gonna be on America's was it Most Wanted, bodies found in a ditch somewhere. Literally, like I started panicking. I was spooked like you wouldn't even believe. And I was like, hurry up and finish. I was trying to hurry up and finish. And at the same time, I'm listening, because I'm like, I gotta make sure I hear him still talking, because in case he stabs one of my friends or I hear murders going. Maybe I'm just like too intense when it comes to stuff like that, but I was terrified. Because like I said, I'm a small woman. Even though he's a small guy, I didn't see him make our drinks. He could have put some in our drinks that could have like slowed us down, knocked us out or whatnot, and chopped us up in the bathtub. You don't never even know. But I see all these random locks of hair on the floor. And then I look over towards the bathtub, and there's literally like 3 fingerprints, and it looked like old dried blood. And I'm thinking, this dude has been murdering people, put them in a tub, chopping them up, and not cleaning up, because it's an extra bathroom. It's not like his actual bathroom in his bedroom. So I'm panicking. I'm trying to hurry up and finish using the bathroom. And I finally get up, and the first thing I did, I come out that, I'm listening at the door, and I still hear my friends talking. So I'm looking around the bathroom like, okay, I need to find something that could be a weapon that I could probably use in case I have to save everybody. So I see like this fishtail comb. If you don't know what it is, it's like a fine tooth comb, and it has a long, like sharp tail where you use to part your hair or whatnot. And I'm thinking to myself, maybe I should grab it. Maybe I should grab that in case I need to defend myself. But then I thought to myself, no, just beeline towards the front door. As soon as I walk out of the bathroom, he's standing probably about, gosh, roughly 6 feet from the front door. I straight beeline right behind him. I literally had my back almost to the door, and I'm looking at my friends who are facing me. Like he has his back to me, and my friends are facing me, and I'm looking at them like, let's go, we got to go, let's go. And so they're being like really cool about it. They're not looking at me crazy or whatnot. They're just like smiling, still talking to them. And I'm like, hey guys, remember we got that card game we're supposed to be at? It's getting a little late. Like I have my watch. I was like, it's getting a little late. We got to get to this card game, blah, blah, blah. And then they're just like, oh yeah, they were like the card game. And I was like, doing this stuff. We got to go. So finally, I'm like, yeah, we gotta hurry up. And I'm like, doing this stuff. So they're like, yeah, thank you so much, Will. It was really nice to meet you. We'll hang out with you again. And Jacob had his phone number. So Jacob was like, yeah, I'll just text you later, whatever. We can always get together again, blah, blah, blah. And they were like, yeah, we forgot. We got to go to this card game that we had planned earlier. So he's like, okay, yeah, it was nice meeting y'all guys, nice meeting y'all guys. So I pretty much book it out the door. Like, I'm about to tear the door off the hinges. So they're like, the whole time we're going down the stairs, like, what's going on? Like, shh, shh, he could be listening. He could be listening. So once we get down the stairs and we get almost to the street to cross the parking lot to Jacob's apartment, I'm like, Jacob, you in the same bathroom. You didn't see all that random hair on the floor. He's like, well, yeah, I saw it. It's like, you didn't notice it was like different colors and it was literally locks of hair. It wasn't like a guy shaved his head. It was literally locks of hair. And it was like blonde, redhead, some black hair, and then there was kinky hair and everything else. He's like, well, I didn't pay that much attention to it. And I was like, that's why you would be a dead duck if you don't He's like, well, what are you talking about? I was like, that's like serial killer stuff. I said, did you look at the bathtub? He was like, no, I didn't do that much. I just went in there and used and peed or whatever. I just went in there and urinated. He's like, I didn't look that far. I just went in there and urinated. I was like, while I was squatting, after I saw the hair on the floor, I looked over at the bathtub and there's literally like the 3 middle fingers and like old dried blood. I was like, he got bodies. I kept on telling Michelle, I was like, girl, he got bodies. And she's looking at me like this. And Jacob's like, oh, we would have been fine, blah, blah, blah. I was like, no, Jacob, I didn't see him make our drinks. Did y'all see him make our drinks? They were like, no. I said, he could have put something, because Jacob was like, oh, he's small framed. I'm 6'4", blah, blah. I was like, he could have put something in our drinks that would have knocked us out, because I've been drugged before. And I said, he would have chopped us up in that dang bathtub and snipped some hair for his freaking, his collection. And Michelle, she's like, oh my God. And even still, Jacob was like, oh, you're just exaggerating. He's like, it was kind of weird though, I'm not gonna lie. When I went in the bathroom, I did see the hair, but I didn't really pay that much attention to it. He's like, it was kind of weird. I'm like, dude, he could have killed us. And what was crazy is like, when we got back to Jacob's house, we sat there for a minute, we were talking about it, and we were gonna play it like a game or something, because we had like a board game or something set up, but we decided to go and have a few drinks. We all started getting sleepy. And I ended up taking a nap on the sofa, and she's took a nap on the other side of the sofa, and he went and slept in his bed. And we slept all the way till like I said, we left probably his apartment probably around 7:15 or something like that. It was still daylight. The sun was still shining and everything. And we all passed smooth out. And then we end up, I hear his phone like going off in the bedroom. And I'm thinking, I'll wake up when I hear it. And I look at the time and it's about 10:30 or something at night. And then Jacob gets up and he comes out the bedroom. I was like, is that your phone? He's like, yeah. He's like, dude, he's like, you're right, Shavonne. Dude is weird. I was like, what do you mean? He's like, yeah, he just was he blowing up my phone talking about, y'all need to come back. He's like, y'all need to come back because your friend Michelle stole something from me and I won't hurt you if you bring it back. And I'm thinking to myself, what are you talking about? And even Michelle's like, I've never stolen before in my life. And he's like, this dude's like 5'4" to he's not gonna hurt me if Michelle brings it back. And he's like, I text him like, well, what did Michelle supposedly steal? And he's like, the guy couldn't even say anything. So he's like, well, he's probably just messed up or whatever, he's loaded off all that liquor and stuff. He'll realize in the morning that he's just like confused or whatnot. And then with the ending part of it was like, the very next day the guy texted him back and he's like, oh, don't worry about it. I found it outside on my patio. And it was that little combination looking thing that I was telling you that was from that movie. What was the movie from? Da Vinci Code, that little metal thing that had all the numbers that you turn and stuff. It was from the Da Vinci Code. He had taken it outside and put it in one of the lawn chairs, and when he was so messed up, he folded them up together and set them to the side, and the little thing was off in a chair. And I was like, listen, dude, we ain't going back over there. He is cray-cray. And I tried to tell y'all his energy was off, and I said, I think he got bodies. After I saw them little clippings of hair and them little old bloody fingerprints on the bathtub, no ma'am, I'm not going back over there. So yeah, that was kind of our little lifetime story. I would say I'll laugh about it now because we're okay or whatnot, but yeah, I will never ever again go to a stranger's house that I don't know, that I've met at some random bar. And the only reason why I thought we were going to to be okay was because there was 3 of us, and like I said, our homeboy Jacob is like 6'4", and this dude is the same size as me, like 5'4" and 3/4, and we're probably about the same body weight as well. So he was pretty petite. I just think it's so funny. So he was a petite guy. But like I said before, anybody can put drugs in your drink. It doesn't matter how big and strong you are. If you don't see that drink being made and somebody put a little drug in there and you passed out, they can do whatever they want to you. So the lesson of today is don't just go to random people's houses, and don't just look at people and think, oh, they're small, they can't do anything, because they can always put any type of drugs in your drink and you'll be a gone one. You'll be a dead duck. So yeah, that's the lesson of the day to this story, and I hope y'all guys enjoyed this story. Don't forget to follow me on Instagram. Like I said before, I got Black Friday deals coming up, and everything will be linked down below in the description box. Thank you so much for watching this video. Don't forget to give this video a big thumbs up, comment down below. I love hearing from you guys. Subscribe and hit that notification bell, and I will see y'all guys next time. Bye. Mwah.